Hello world, hope you're doing well. Alexandre Bellemare and Olivier Danjou back with you again. This week, Olivier will be with you to show you how it is possible to manage key labels in JAWS. With other screen reader like NVIDIA, maybe you already observed that some command keys are not announced by default. In JAWS they are, but let's say that you want to keep the keyboard echo activate on character or header character in words, but you'd like to mute certain command keys. It is possible to do so. So let's say that you want to mute the tab key. You can do it without muting Alt F4. So Olivier will be with you this week to show you how to do so. By the way, please note that we are now on Stitcher, TuneIn, Google Play, and many more. I'll give you more explanation next week about this. Enjoy!
Hello everybody, Olivier with you today. In today's podcast, I would like to show you how it is possible to manage the way that JAWS speak keys. If you use other screen readers such as NVIDIA, you may have noticed that NVIDIA doesn't speak every single keys that you press. For example, when you press tab, it doesn't say tab. Or when you press enter, it doesn't say enter unless you ask it to speak all of the command keys. You can change this behavior in JAWS as well. Although not all keys are supported, I'll show you how you can manage that. So to start off, I'm going to go inside of the Windows 10 Settings app using Windows I. And I'm going to use NVDA at first. So I'm going to press Windows I.
Settings. Settings window. Search box, find a setting edit. Blank.
As I said, I'm currently using NVDA. I'm going to press Tab.
List. System 1 of 13.
I'm going to press Enter. Then I'm
Settings
going to
window. Search
tab
box,
again.
find a setting edit.
Once it's
Blank.
done speaking.
Display.
Now I will tab.
List. Display 1 of 13.
I'll press enter. And as you can hear, NVDA doesn't say it. So I will press tab once more.
Night light toggle button not pressed.
And I'll press Alt F4.
Desktop list. Canadialog not selected 1 of 11.
Now what I will do, I'll switch to JAWS. Okay, I'm back with JAWS running now. So I'm going to do the exact same thing and watch the difference.
Windows I settings. Search box, find the setting edit. Tab, list box, system 1 of 13. Enter. Search box, find the setting edit. Tab, system list box, selected, display 1 of 13. Tab, system list box, display 1 of 13. Night light button off. Alt F4, taskbar.
So as you might have noticed, JAWS says a lot more keys than NVDA. And for some users, it might not be pleasant. Some users might prefer to have certain keys off. Like me, for example, I don't need JAWS to tell me every single time when I press Alt Tab or when I press Enter. And so there's a way to manage that. And I'm going to show you that now. So what I will do, I'll press Insert 6 to go to the JAWS Settings Center.
Explorer-JAWS Settings Center dialog. Search box edit. Ctrl+E.
Now I need to press Ctrl-Shift-D to open the default file.
JAWS Settings Center -default left parent all applications right parent.
Now the setting that we're looking for is called Manage Key Labels. So I could start typing Manage.
M-A-N. Manual forms A. Manage key labels ... 1 of 1 search results.
From here I could press Tab.
Tab 1 search results list box. Manage key labels ...
And
General
I press
keyboard.
Space.
Space. Manage key labels dialog. Key labels page. Key labels page. List 1 escape. 1 search escape. Search edit box cleared. Preview let escape. Desktop. Folder view list view. Not.
Okay, I need to return into the settings center because I closed it by mistake.
Windows OS dash JAWS settings. JAWS settings center dash default left parent all applications right parent. Tab preview user closed.
So you want to go into keyboard.
Keyboard closed.
So right arrow to expand.
Keyboard open 2 items.
Then general. So the letter G.
G level 1 general. General open 8 items.
Right arrow to expand. Then M.
M level 2 manage key labels dot 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 8
and
of 8.
space.
General key space manage key labels dialog key labels page list 1 list view add plus speed 1 of 84.
Okay, so now you have a list of a number of keys that you can change the values. There's 84 of them, so I'm not going to browse all of them. I'm going to press R to go to return.
R return enter speak.
It says return enter speak. So what I will do, I'll press tab.
Tab toggle mute button alt plus T.
Toggle mute. So we will see that later.
Tab change label button alt plus C.
Change label. So let's say that instead of enter, I would like it to be announced return. Let's do that.
Space key label edit enter. Blank. R E T blank.
So I'll type return.
R E T U R N.
And then press
enter.
enter.
List 1 list view return speak 71 tab toggle mute but tab change tab OK button.
That's it. Okay.
Space, settings preview 1 of 1 manage key labels dot dot dot.
And then we need to hit apply because we are in the settings center again.
Tab read only tab apply button alt plus A. Space.
Okay, now I'm going to press enter.
Return desktop folder view list view not selected Canadialog space Canadialog.
Okay, I'm going to press enter.
Return shell folder view items view multi select list.
And as you can see now it says return instead of enter. That's because I renamed it. So
Alt F4 desktop folder.
I'm going to rename it enter and I'll be right back. Now I am back in the manage key labels dialog box. Now what I will do, I'm back on the first item on the list. Remember, this is a list with 84 items. What I will do, I'll press R.
R return enter speak.
And return enter speak. So remember, earlier in the podcast, we saw a button that said
tab toggle mute button alt plus T.
Toggle mute. So if I press space,
return enter mute.
Return enter mute. But there's another way to do it.
Shift tab list 1 list view return enter mute 71 of 84.
I'll press T as tab.
T tab tab speak.
I'll press space.
Space tab tab mute.
And now it is muted. So what I will do, I'll tab.
Tab toggle mute button alt plus tab change label tab OK button.
I'll hit OK.
Space preview 1 of 1.
Now I'll hit apply.
Tab read on tab apply button alt plus A. Space preview manage key labels dot 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 8 of 8.
Now I will tab.
Read only edit choose manage key OK
again.
Button.
Okay, I'll press enter.
Desktop folder view list view Canadialog 1 of 11.
I'll press enter.
Canadialog items view multi select list box not selected 3D objects 2018 dash.
Okay, now if I hit Alt Tab,
JAWS Professional.
you see it is not spoken anymore.
Canadialog items view multi select list box.
I will Alt F4.
Alt F4 JAWS Professional.
And it spoke it. Now there are certain keys that cannot be muted. For example, the Control key, or the Windows key, or the Alt key. And the way that you will know that a key cannot be muted is that JAWS will say always speak. I'm going to return into the Manage Key Labels dialog, and we will try to mute the Control key, and you will see what will happen. Okay, I am back into the Manage Key Labels dialog. I'll press C now to go to Control.
C. Cancel break speak. C. Capital caps locks. C. Clear speak. C. Control always speak.
Always speak. So when you hear that, it means that you cannot mute it. Let's say I try to mute it. Here's what happens.
Space. Manage key labels dash manage key labels dialog. JAWS settings center dialog. The mute/speak state of control cannot be toggled because this key is used in combination with other keys. OK button. Space. Default left parent all applications right parent dash JAWS settings center dialog. Manage key labels.
So as you heard, I got an error message telling me that I cannot mute this key. And this is why when I press Alt Tab, because I've muted Tab, I don't hear it anymore. But when I press Alt F4, I hear it because I didn't mute the F4 key. So if I would be to press Control Tab, let's say to change tabs in an application, it would be muted. But all of other things, such as let's say Control F4 or Control F6, would be spoken. So that's the same thing. Now I will Alt F4.
Alt F4, one search results list box.
And I am back into the root of the settings center. Now what I will do, I'll press Alt Tab.
JAWS Professional, JAWS Professional.
And as you heard, it did not speak it. Let's go to the JAWS Basics options.
Menu bar, application menu, options,
Enter.
menu, basics,
Enter.
leaving menus, basic settings dialog, tutor messages and escape, JAWS Professional.
And I pressed escape, and escape is not muted, so it said it. So I hope that this little podcast was useful. I know it was a bit short, but I hope it was clear enough. Don't forget that we are here. If you have any questions or any comments, you can contact us. You will have the contact information at the end of the podcast. And just before I let you go, don't forget that when you're done with all of your modifications, don't forget to hit OK in the settings center window to close it. That's what I will do.
JAWS settings center dash default left
Alt
parent
Tab.
read only edit OK button.
OK, pressing enter.
JAWS Professional.
And that's done. Now, just before I let you go, the other thing that I want to tell you is that Android 9.0 has been released this week. So, in the week of August 6th, I installed it and I will review it. I will play with it and I will review it in a future podcast. And the name for this new Android version is Android Pie. Yes, as a pie that you would eat. I don't know why, but Google give Android food name. For example, just to give you a quick summary, we had KitKat, which was Android 4.4. Then we had Lollipop, Marshmallow, Nougat, Oreo, and now the last version, 9.0, is called Pie. So pretty looking forward to make some tests with it. I'll put my SIM back into my Pixel, and when I got the chance to play with it and discover some new features that I find interesting to show you, I'll go ahead and make a review. So stay tuned for that. In the meantime, thank you so much for for listening to this podcast. This was Olivier, and I will catch you in the next one.
Before the end of this podcast, I would like to say thank you for your loyalty to this series of podcasts on assistive technologies. I would also like to thank our loyal collaborator. As a reminder, I would like to inform you that Canadialog will not provide free technical support on product presented during these shows and that are not sold directly by Canadialog. Please note that our podcasts are now available on our website, YouTube, iTunes, as well as on Victor devices by consulting the North American English suggested podcast list from Humanware. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, you can contact us via email at podcastwitness@canadialog.com. That is PODCASTS at CANADIALOG.com, or by phone on our toll-free number at 1-888-730-0003. Again, 1-888-730-0003, extension 555, extension 555. I also invite you to visit our website, which contains a lot of useful information at www.canadialog.com. You can also visit us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Thanks for listening.